Welcome to the Blue Byron Books Podcast. I am joined by Arshia, all the way in New York. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. What kind of setup do you have behind you? What are these posters?
Right now, so usually we call it I'm in my room. Right now I'm in my living room. The apartment's not huge, so in front of me is the kitchen, like 2 feet away. But I'm on the couch. This poster, I think is from a movie, but my roommate found it outside and just grabbed it. A lot of people will leave their stuff out for free, which is awesome. So we have a lot of things like this lamp. I don't know if you can really see it. That also was
Okay.
found outside. It doesn't really work, but we put little candles in it, so it kind of works. Um, this one is a puzzle we both did and like framed it.
Okay.
But if you pay close enough attention, it's kind of falling off at the top, but it hasn't fallen down yet. So far it's fine. And then
So how does your Oh yeah, go ahead.
no, and then this one's just a big um poster that I think is my roommate's, and I got one too about the same size, but that one's in my room.
Huh.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say something and I was gonna say something else.
Say them
But the
both.
first thing the first thing I was gonna say is do you have is this like a classic New York apartment where it's like really tiny and everything or
Kind
no?
of. I think so, but also the building's really old. So I feel like that kind of adds to it. Like we got radiators in here and all that.
Nice.
And I feel like a lot of the newer buildings don't. But my window also like goes right onto the fire escape. So it has a very like New York
Yeah,
feel,
that's a good
which
vibe.
I
Yeah.
like. So I like it.
What's your favorite thing to do in New York?
Ooh. Oh my God, that's tough. There's a lot. Oh. I feel like I like going out and trying new, like either bars or restaurants or museums if I haven't been to them yet. Or theaters. I found a lot of like really cool art house theaters. So I like to go watch movies there because they have a really unique like curation. And I really like that. But a lot of the times it's just like finding new bars, which I don't know if
Yeah.
that's a great thing, but there's so much to do out here. It's like
It's
almost
more than great. It's
overwhelming.
phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Uh, Very cool. Yeah, the free stuff, that's something that's not really discussed about New York. Like, a lot of my friends live in Brooklyn, and so when I visit them, you walk the streets of Brooklyn, say in Fort Greene, Brooklyn Heights especially,
Mhm.
there's just like people put stuff out on the stoops, on the
Yeah,
stoops.
yeah.
And I know I got one of the last times I was in Brooklyn, I got um the little engine that could.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw I was like, it's a fantastic story. I love the little
Right.
engine that could. And Jonathan Livingston Seagull, have you ever read that?
And I don't think so.
So it was I first learned about it because it was Kobe Bryant's one of his favorite books.
Really?
Yeah. So it's about a
Oh.
seagull who wants to fly as high as he can, but the rest of the flock, all they want to do is just stay on the ground and eat breadcrumbs. So he's
Mm.
ostracized, he's like kind of isolated, alone. People don't understand him. And then he goes off and then he finds other seagulls that want to fly high and then he like teaches them and um
Oh.
yeah. But I got a copy of that in Brooklyn and
Oh,
I feel
awesome.
like um a lot of the books in my library, when I get them in New York, I feel like they carry a little bit more weight because it's like a period of my life. I used to go to New York like twice a year in the spring and fall,
Mhm.
and I like still remember which ones I bought in New York.
Yeah.
But then it got to be a problem where my like luggage back would be so heavy that I'm
Right.
like let's like dial it back a bit.
I'm kind of the same way. If I go to a bookstore, I can't leave without buying a new book, and I buy them so much quicker than I read them. So like at this point, I truly don't think I have room for any more on my shelf, but I will keep buying more. And it's kind of a problem, but it's fine. And I
Well, that's
tend to
when they start going to
remember,
the floor.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like I also tend to remember where I got them for the most part. It'll be like some
Yeah.
random used bookstore in wherever, and I'm like, no, I remember I bought that there. So I definitely do that too.
Books have a special way, kind of like music, where if you listen to a song on repeat a lot or an album, it brings you back to like that period of your life. And I feel like
100%.
books kind of do the same way. Maybe not quite, at least personally, not quite as effective as music, but almost like it's like a deeper kind of thing.
I
Um,
definitely agree. And I'm the same way with music. I feel like every single song I've ever listened to is attached to like either a person or a memory of some kind or like
yeah,
reminds me of something. And it could be like months or years later and I listen to the song and I'm still thinking about that. And then I'm like, whoa, like that is so crazy how that
yeah,
works.
yeah.
That happens to me a lot.
Um, Today's a special day because our book came out that you worked on. This is
Yes,
the first book that you designed,
yes.
Soft Weapons. CZ Bauk, he's out in Denver, wrote poetry. I really love this poetry. It's very like minimal, very like Tao Te Ching-esque, which is like my favorite. And I just love the teamwork that we had with this. You know,
Hmm.
Chris wrote it, polished, Claire edited it, you designed it, and then I added some touches to it and the cover, and we just got it done, and it came out today. And your copy, I didn't even think about it. Like when we were recording this,
Hmm.
and it's supposed to arrive later today, it would have been cool if it came
I
before.
was
But what
just,
are you gonna
I
do?
was, yep, I was just thinking about that like right before we started this. And I was like, oh, it would be so cool if I had it, but I don't think it came yet.
Yeah, pretty, pretty outstanding how Amazon is so quick.
It's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah.
I feel like recently I saw it wasn't of the regular Amazon truck. It was like a one person type of car vehicle thing, and there were two of them in the street, and I've never seen them before, and I haven't seen them since. But I'm like, I don't know what they have the delivery drivers doing, like flying helicopters to get people their stuff. It's crazy. Not helicopters, but like I don't know how they do it so fast.
That's the most impressive thing about Amazon, in my perspective, is their logistical system.
Hmm.
You know, so you'll have to let me know where your book was printed.
Oh
So
yeah.
like mine are typically, let's see. So this is Scientific Curiosities in the New Millennium, Volume One,
Mhm.
and this was printed in Moni, Illinois. So in the very
Oh.
back of the book, you
Mhm.
can see where it was printed and the date.
Oh, whoa.
So you'll have to let me know where yours was printed. I'm so curious. I ask everybody this. Moni, Illinois is the common one for me, but I've gotten Cleveland, Orlando, um,
Whoa.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Whoa.
And it's weird how like sometimes the Orlando one gets to you quicker than the Great Lakes one or the Cleveland.
Right. Oh,
These are
that's
all
so
Moni,
interesting.
Illinois. So Moni is
That is so interesting. I'm gonna have to look once it gets here.
I love that. I love that too because um it's dated for you. You know,
Hmm.
like for collectibles, if you're talking collectibles, right?
Hmm.
It clearly signifies, oh, this was printed on this day in this location. And so you don't have to like write it in. It's like in printing.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, this one's New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Moni. So a little nugget for you.
Yeah.
I'd be curious where yours is printed from. I feel like somewhere in New Jersey.
Oh,
Yeah, so
maybe.
this is like the same series, and this one's Moni, and this one is Cleveland. Yeah.
There's no difference though, right?
No, no.
Except for that little where
Yeah. So they're
wow.
and they're all different printers too. So um that's such a interesting rabbit hole, like Amazon logistics.
Yeah.
Interesting thing to learn, you know?
I didn't even consider. I just assumed I don't know how many copies you like ordered initially, but I don't know why I assumed they would all be printed like at the same place and then like shipped out. I didn't even think like maybe one of them was somewhere else or like they all got split up.
Well, when you think about it, like usually printers, when you're talking um like prior to Amazon,
Hmm.
if you were like a company, like a printing company, everything would come from that one facility, right? But
Yeah. Oh.
Amazon has like printers all across the country. So then if you have it across the country, if you're in San Francisco, so if you have a printer in Orlando, it's going to take more than Amazon's like 1 to 2 days kind of a thing. So
Hmm.
they have printers, but they have all these hubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. I never considered that. That's
Yeah.
so interesting. God, I can't even imagine how many printing places they have.
I bet we could look it up.
Oh my God, probably. I Google everything. I'm like, that should have been my my first thought.
What's crazy is I hardly use Google now, now that I have
Really?
ChatGPT.
Oh.
Gemini? What do you think of Gemini?
I don't use that. I don't even know what that means. I
But
see
isn't it
it.
implemented? I feel like
I
it's
don't.
implemented in the
Is that the thing like where if you Google something and it gives you like the AI overview answer?
maybe it's built
Okay.
into the Google search.
Okay. Because that I always see and I'm like, sometimes it's helpful because it'll just give me like the answer of whatever I'm
Yeah.
asking, but then it's so
Other t
confusing sometimes, and I'm like,
yeah.
this link told me the complete opposite thing, so like, which one is it? I don't know. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, Amazon, okay,
Oh,
ChatGPT.
all right. Oh my God, I wonder if I Google it if it'll be different or if we get.
Amazon says there's no clear number. Amazon doesn't report number of printers because printers are spread across hundreds of facilities, fulfillment centers, sort centers, delivery stations, offices. There are different types. Shipping label, I'll share my screen for anyone who's watching this. Okay. Constantly added, replaced, removed. Amazon has 100 plus major fulfillment centers. So I guess the question would be like for printing a book,
Mhm.
how big of an printing operation do they need? Can it be like does each fulfillment center have like a little hub instead of like a giant warehouse where it does this? Maybe it's just like
Mm.
a section in the facility or something. I don't know.
It could be. I was picturing like a warehouse situation, but I honestly have no clue.
They probably have major centers because um, consistently it's Moni, Illinois, or Cleveland, or Orlando, or New Haven.
Yeah, those
So they
must be
probably have
like,
major printers, and
yeah,
then they go along.
yeah, those are probably the big ones.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Okay, I can't wait to see what it says, and then I will let you
Yeah, right, right.
know.
Uh, how did you first get involved and interested in books and writing?
I think I've always loved to read and write. I think my mom told me that I learned to read at a really young age. I think I was like 2 or 3. Obviously, not like
Okay.
super long books or anything, but like I could comprehend language. And I didn't even learn English until I was like 5 because Hindi was my first language. Now I don't speak it as
Wow.
much, but like still technically English is not my first language. But I've always loved to read and write. I used to keep a lot of journals and I never finished them, but I would have like 10 different ones that I've gone halfway through, either filled with like stories or random things I would write down. And in elementary school too, we, for some classes, were like required to write stories, but I loved it. I would like sit there and make all these characters all the time. And now I'm not so much into writing like fiction, but I love to read it. And I think that kind of permeated into my adult life. Because also when I went to school, I was gonna do neurobiology. I was on the pre-med track, and after like 1 quarter, I was like, absolutely not. And I'd rather do something that I actually enjoy. Um, so then I switched. I mean, no, all respect to doctors and all that, because we need,
Yeah, it's even more
but
respect. Yeah.
I think it worked out for the best because if my heart's not in it, I don't think that's the right call. But yeah,
I feel like it shows, like if your heart's not in something, I feel like it shows.
totally, totally. Especially in healthcare, like you have to care about
Oh,
people
yeah.
if you're gonna be in healthcare. And I do, but like it was so difficult. And I didn't even get to like the hardest part. So I don't know how people do it. That's tough.
What would you say are three books that have influenced you the most?
Well, my favorite that I think I've mentioned to you that I tell everybody to read at some point is Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. It's written like a screenplay, and I love film, so that kind of tied into it for me. And it's about an Asian American man who is like working as an actor and he wants a lead role, but he's always getting cast in like the stereotypical side character roles. And it touches a lot on like racial politics and racial identity in the workplace and in entertainment and what representation or good representation looks like. And I think those are important things to consider, like especially when we consume a lot of media, because like not everyone's gonna look like me, but now a lot of people do. So things like that
Hmm.
are really interesting to think about. So that's a big one, and I love that book. And I should reread it because now that I think about it, it's been a few years since I read
Okay.
it. But I really love that one. Another one, um, that, oh my God. I feel like I constantly have to clear my throat. It's so annoying. Anyway, another book I really, I guess, was influenced by is Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. I love
Oh,
Anthony Bourdain.
interesting.
I'm not a cook at all. I can't, okay, I shouldn't say I can't cook because anyone can cook. That's what they say in Ratatouille, right? So like I could learn. I'm just not great at it. But I know nothing about like culinary things, but I love Anthony Bourdain and his like way of living, I think was so I don't know, interesting and cool. And like, yeah, he was a flawed person, but everybody is. And I think the fact that he really sought out new experiences in his life, like, makes it that much more admirable in a way. Because I'm like, I want to do the same thing and I want to like explore new cultures and things and like just put myself somewhere and see what happens. Um, so he kind of, in that book, he talked about like where he started in Provincetown and like working at a restaurant there and like then he went to culinary school and then eventually like opening his own restaurant. I believe there's a second book that goes with that one, but I've only read Kitchen Confidential and I loved it. It was really, really good. So highly recommend if if you haven't read it
Yeah.
yet. That's a great one. Um, Another one that comes to mind is kind of a weird pull, but Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. I had to read it in high school, and I'm not a huge like war person. Like I that stuff's
Uh-huh.
not always been super interesting to me. I know there's a lot of people who do like it and like history and stuff like that. Um, but I read it in high school for a class, and I later learned that the movie Apocalypse Now is like based on that novel, which makes sense.
Oh, okay.
All the characters are like the same. It's like kind of an adaptation of it. And I really love the movie and the book. So I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. But a few years ago, I watched a documentary about a photographer. Her name was Nan Golden, and she worked a lot with like helping victims of the opioid crisis because she also was
Okay.
affected by that. And she would like stage a lot of I guess like performance art. Like I think she did something at the Guggenheim where they like wrote on all
Oh,
the spiral walls. It was pretty cool. And then like she got a bunch of people to just lay on the ground as if they like had overdosed or something. And like she had empty
okay.
like pill bottles all around and they would just lay there and everyone in the museum just like had to walk by them. So like it was like you can't ignore the drug crisis and all that. And she really went after like big pharma. It was really interesting. Um, but there was a part in it where she quoted something from Heart of Darkness, and I wrote it down because I was like, I'm never gonna forget the quote, and I wanted to get it right. And it goes, "Droll thing life is, that mysterious arrangement of merciless logic for a futile purpose. The most you can hope from it is some knowledge of yourself that comes too late, a crop of unextinguishable regrets." And it's kind of like really nihilistic, but
Yes, yeah, it is.
it's really dark. But I've never forgotten it since I heard that. And I was like, I don't know. It makes me want to like almost live in spite of it. Because there have been times where I've gone into
Uh,
a really like nihilistic, absurdist, like existential
yeah.
perspective. I've like thought about these things a lot. And I still do. But I don't know, that one made me really I think it kind of hit me the most, and I was like, that's really dark, and I don't want my outlook on life to be like that. Um,
Yeah.
so but I really liked that quote. I think those are three that I can think of.
Great choices. Is there a book you continually return to and why?
I I wish there was one that I like read over and over. I don't think there is, but one that comes to mind that I like think about a lot is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. It's
Oh,
he also has some poetry books. There's one called Time as a Mother. I've read that one too. That was great. But On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous is like more of a novel, and there's a part in it and I literally don't think I will ever forget this. And I have the worst memory, but I'm not gonna forget this. And he has a line where he compares a fetus to a comma, and he says something like that. He calls it like that curve of continuation. And I don't think I've ever like had a jaw drop moment like that when I've been reading something. That felt so insane to me. I was like, how do you come up with
mm,
that? It's such a brilliant comparison. And I don't know, I'm like constantly thinking about it. But I don't
huh.
know if that's something I like revisit, but I love that book and that
This is
little line.
what's the title again?
On Earth, we're briefly gorgeous.
It's good. That's good. Good title.
Great title. Great title.
Yeah, his name comes up with collaborators I talk to.
Mm,
Um, I listened to a podcast episode, like interview with him.
I think I saw
Very
clips of them.
like um soft-spoken,
Yeah.
precise, articulate,
Mhm.
thoughtful.
Mhm.
Thoughtful is probably the word I would choose.
Yeah.
I feel like the book we worked on, I feel like Chris is like that. Very like similar. He gives me that sense. Um, yeah, and I thought about that writer when I met Chris. I was like,
Oh, wow.
interesting. Yeah.
That's a great comparison. That's
Yeah.
a great comparison.
Um,
Ocean Vuong spoke at my school one time, so I got to see him like in person. I didn't meet him or anything, but it was just really cool to see him like speak because I'd only read his words for so long. So
yeah.
that was really awesome. But I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Um, when you're reading, do you pay attention more to language, ideas, or feeling? Has that changed over time at all?
I think I think I most pay attention to feeling. Like
Okay.
ideas are great, and I've definitely been like inspired by the things that I've read, but I think feeling is just the most, I don't know, I think that's the thing I can like attach to the best. Um, I feel like I keep dropping book names, but like when I'm thinking about these questions, like I'm thinking about certain books. Um, there's this one called Bunny by Mona Awad. Have you read it?
No.
It's crazy. It's so insane. It's about this girl who's in grad school and she like kind of unwillingly joins a cult, but they're not a cult. They're just like these four girls who like are so like prim and proper and awesome and whatever. And she's like so the opposite, but they kind of like absorb her into their little group because they're all doing the same like thesis program or something like that. I didn't go to grad
Okay.
school, so I don't know how that works. But I never use this word, but it's a very meta book, especially by the end. And I love when things in life and in the book kind of intersect in that way. And I'm like, I can't tell what's real and what's not real. I love when things like that happen. And so that I guess I would consider like a feeling type of response. Um, but I always find that so interesting. And I think even like in film and other things that I enjoy, I'm now like I'm thinking about songs. I don't necessarily like songs for like the lyrics. I like them for the beat and like I guess
Mm.
the way it makes me feel. And I think books are kind of the same way. But I can appreciate like great writing. But sometimes even if the writing is great, I don't love the book. And that's happened a few times.
Yeah, it's interesting with music. I feel
Mhm.
like there are, to simplify it,
Mhm.
people are broken up into one of these two categories, and that's when you listen to music, you prioritize sound,
Mhm.
and then the other category is prioritizing lyrics. And I've always been a sound individual.
Me too.
Um, yeah, the beat, the
Yeah.
feeling, yeah,
I don't
the
know if
vibe.
yeah. I don't know if you're like this, but I feel like I memorize lyrics really easily. And like I can remember the song, but like a lot of the times if somebody plays me a song and I know what it is, I could sing along to the whole thing and I forget what it's called. And I couldn't
Really?
tell you the name. But I always remember how it sounds. And that well that always sticks with me most, I think. More than the lyrics.
Yeah, that's interesting. What does your creativity consumption look like on a daily basis?
Mm, well, a lot of it happens online, which I think is interesting to think about now that we have like so much access to like literally everything. Um, I've I've tried not to like be on social media too much. I've gone like a week without Instagram and it was fantastic. But then I find my way back to it and then I'm like, okay. But like I think my feeds on these types of apps are like very curated to the things that I like to see. It'll either be like cool edits or like really interesting graphics or you ever see those mixed media things? Do you know what I'm talking
That
about?
seems kind of vague.
Okay,
No.
that's I it sounds vague, but that's exactly what everyone calls it. It's like it's
I maybe I'm probably just
it's like
clueless.
mixed media animation. I don't even know how I would ever do this, but it's so cool to watch other people do it. But like you record a video and then you take the frames of that video, print it out, and then draw on it, and then you like put it back together as a video.
Huh. Wow.
It's really cool. I'll send you like if I find a good one, I'll send you the video or something. But I love seeing people do creative things like that because then even if it's not necessarily something that I know how to do, I don't know, it just feels inspiring to like see other people working on stuff.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So a lot of it does happen online, but I also like I go to a lot of museums and I love seeing different types of art. I went to the MoMA not too long ago, and there was just a chair like stuck to the wall, like sideways. So I was like, that's awesome. That's so cool.
I've been to MoMA probably the most of the museums in New York. I think I've gone like
Really?
6 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Um,
It's pretty cool.
I don't know. Like I think the Met is the most impressive museum I've ever gone to.
I love the Met.
Um, Maybe I don't have a wide experience of museums. I've been to the Louvre twice. I think it's more impressive than the Louvre.
Really?
Sheer, the Louvre I think actually has more stuff. I
Then
can't
the
remember.
Met?
I think the Met is better than the Louvre. Hot take.
Okay, I haven't been to the Louvre, so I wouldn't know, but I love the Met. But did you say the Louvre has more stuff than the Met?
I think the Louvre has I get this mixed up. One has more on display, and one
Oh.
has more, but they don't display as much.
Oh. Okay, because the Met has like so much stuff. I think it would take
Yeah.
me like 3 days to get through everything.
It's crazy.
Probably
Like
more.
like
But it's a
say for
great
example
museum.
the Egyptian exhibit,
Hmm.
right?
Oh
That
yeah, yeah, yeah.
itself could stand alone as like the largest Egyptian museum in the US, you know? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Like the temple, I think it's of Dendur.
Yeah, yeah.
That big, it's like next to the glass.
It's very
Oh my God.
iconic,
When I
yeah.
when I saw that the first time, that was so awesome. That was really cool.
MoMA. So the Mona Lisa is the most famous painting, well, in the world, but at the Louvre. I
Right.
would say a MoMA, it would be Starry Night, Van Gogh.
Which I didn't know was in there. And when I saw that, I was like,
Oh, really?
whoa. Yeah. The other thing that was in there, I'm forgetting what it's called, but the Dali painting with the clocks,
Oh, yeah.
that one's in there too, and it's so much smaller than I thought. And so that was really
Yeah.
interesting too. I'm like, these things are not as big as I imagined.
Yeah.
It was
I
trippy.
love, so did you, so when I go to MoMA,
Hmm.
I'll stand in the room where the Starry Night is, and
Hmm.
I'll just be in the back. And I love more than the painting itself, watching the observations of people walking into the room, and
Yep.
then they just go, that's that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's whoa. And then they're just like dumbfounded because they've
yeah.
seen this, they know of it for their entire lives, and then they just like stumble into it and they're just like struck, you know?
I think that was exactly how I reacted because I didn't know it was gonna be in there. And I was like, what? That's the
Yeah.
Starry Night. That's crazy. So that was really
Yeah.
cool. I love seeing other people like look at art though, especially like older couples or like really elderly people. I've seen so many
Yeah.
of them just like walking around talking to each other about the paintings. I'm like, that is so sweet. I hope to be them.
Yeah.
That old, still hitting up the museums.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, museums in New York.
I want to find like
Love
some
New York.
more niche ones. I think my roommate went to like I don't know what it was called, like the Museum of Dogs or something like that, and it was just about dogs.
Nice.
So I'm like, I want to find something cool like that. But I've been to like a lot of the big ones.
Guggenheim? You've been to Guggenheim, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was interesting. The exhibition or the pieces that they had at the time that I went was pretty cool, and they had a lot of plants just like hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
A lot of plants. It was interesting. I liked it though. But I've only been once, and the collection's probably changed by now.
Yeah. Do they have something that's there permanently? Like a big work?
I don't think so. I think it's like they get an artist and like display all of their stuff for a while. But then they also
Yeah.
have some
They're
galleries.
yeah.
And when I went, I
They
think the
do, yeah.
galleries were, oh no, they were open. But they do have galleries which are like paintings, and the rest is kind of like modern art.
Yeah, the galleries, the star of the show is like the building itself,
I
and it's
100% agree.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then like a big exhibition that they have.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was there.
Hmm.
Um, I was getting chased around by a Joseph Stalin robot on wheels.
Oh my God.
Very distinctive.
What?
I don't know who was controlling it or whatever, but this big Joseph Stalin like blow up was on like wheels and it like kept following me around.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't know how it like detected or there are cameras, but I it's very memorable, you
And it
know?
was like an art piece.
I don't know what it was. It was just like Joseph Stalin. I was on the like
It's
seventh or
crazy.
eighth floor, one of the top floors, and everywhere I walked, it would like follow me.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh my, how did you get it to leave you alone?
I think I just like left the level.
Oh.
Maybe it got bored, or whoever was controlling it or whatever got bored and started chasing
That's
someone
funny.
else. I don't know.
That's really funny.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Wow.
Do you find that there are patterns in the works of art that you're drawn to?
I think in a visual sense, yes. Like we were just talking about paintings. If I go to a museum or something, I think there's definitely a trend in the paintings that I like. A
Okay,
lot of them will have like really interesting color palettes, maybe a little bit abstract. I love seeing the texture on the
okay.
canvas or whatever they've painted on. Like I love seeing the brush strokes, especially if the paint's like really thick. I don't know, something really satisfying
Oh
about that.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
I, I like to see the brush strokes because then it's like you can kind of see how the artist like progressed making the painting. Um, I'm thinking also in a visual sense, like in films and things like that. I'm drawn to like certain cinematic styles. But then also on a deeper level, even with books, I feel like I'm really drawn to like the most mundane, simple stories a lot of the
Mm,
times. Like some of my favorite, I keep bringing up like random books and random movies and whatever, but some movies I really like are, do you know the Before trilogy?
yeah.
Oh, it's directed by Richard Linklater, and it's called Before Sunrise is the first one. Before Sunset is the second one. And Before Midnight is the third one. And they're filmed 9 years apart. And they follow the same two people just walking around having a conversation in three different cities for like 90 minutes. And I eat it up. It's some of the best. some of the best movies I've seen. I love them so much. Um, and
Huh.
that's really all there is to it. It's just two people spending a night together and then they part ways and I love the simple stories like that, I think. Another one that comes to mind is My Dinner with Andre. Again, just about two old friends having a meal. It's like over 2 hours long, and I loved it so much. I think also just because of like when I watch things like that, I try to identify with one of the characters or like see, okay,
Okay.
I relate to this person, or sometimes it's a mix of both, and that can be kind of frustrating because I like to be like, no, I'm this person. But um I find it so interesting because there's a lot of me that I see in like all of the characters, and
Yeah.
I love when I can relate to things like that, especially books too.
Okay.
So I think those are kind of some of the patterns, and especially like things that make me think really like philosophically about something. Like Albert
Yeah.
Camus, all of his books leave me in an ongoing existential crisis, and it's fantastic.
What does your creative process look like at its best?
I get really productive late at night,
Uh-huh.
which is not like maybe the healthiest thing. I have a really weird sleep patterns and I can stay up super late and then sleep for like 2 hours and then I'm ready to go. But I get like a weird, I don't know what it is, just like a kick, like late at night. And then I just sit down and I'm like, I can write an entire novel right now, or I could do
Yeah.
whatever I'm supposed to do right now. Um, a lot of the times I get ideas right as I'm about to fall asleep, and I'm like, oh, if I put this off till morning, like I'm gonna forget it. So then I have to write it down in like my notes or something. Um, and most of the time I don't even look at that again. So I don't even know what the idea was, but at
Yeah.
least I wrote it down, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think especially once I like start working on something, then I feel like I have to see it through. But starting for me is always the hardest part. And we talked about music. I love to have music on in the background. It depending on like how intense the work that I'm doing is, it either has to be a new album that I haven't heard yet, so I don't get distracted and like sing along,
Mm.
or something without words at all.
Yeah. The no lyrics one is I find the better work environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch did you watch the movie Challengers?
No.
Okay. Um, you know the band Nine Inch Nails?
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of them, it's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They did the music for that movie, and it's so different from what Nine Inch Nails music sounds like. It's very like
Okay.
club, like oons. The only way I can describe it is oons oons. Um, and the amount of times I put on that soundtrack for the movie and did my homework, it felt like I was on crack. It was crazy. I was like, this is the fastest I've ever
Wow.
moved. It's highly recommend if you need to get like work done.
Huh.
And a great movie.
Challengers?
hmm It's about
Okay.
tennis. It's barely about
Oh,
tennis,
really?
but
That's not what I pictured.
it's like it's like so Zendaya is in it. So
Okay.
she like she played tennis and then her husband and his best friend, they all like grew up playing tennis. And it's like about the three of their relationships like over the years. It's really good.
Huh.
I
What is your relationship between discipline and intuition in creating meaningful work?
think I have a hard time with discipline, and that's something I'm like always working on. Um, like I said too, I have a hard time starting things, so like getting myself to really sit down and like focus can be kind of hard. Um, but that's something I'm like actively always working on. And intuition is a huge thing for me too. Like I'm very big on gut feelings and like going with my instinct because a lot of the times I second guess myself and then the feeling or the thought that I originally had, like that's what I should have gone with. And then I find out too late and I'm like, oh, I should have just gone with my gut. But I think I'm also a bit of a perfectionist. So if I'm not like 100% happy with the way something has turned out, like I can't submit that or like I can't present that to somebody.
Okay.
I have to I need to be like so proud of the work that I've done or like that I've done it to the best of my ability in the moment. What I'm thinking about now is the design for the book cover. Like I'd never done that before. It took me so long to even get to a place where I was like, this is okay. So I like kept tweaking little things and I was like, it's missing something. Like I don't know what it is, but I had so much fun in the process and it was really, really a
Yeah.
great experience like to learn how to do that. And I'm excited to do more. But now I like have a better grasp of it, but yeah, I was like, this is not turning out the way I want. So that was tough, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I've yeah.
Mm,
A thought on my mind
mhm,
is I've gone to a lot of art museums, and we were talking about art museums before. I've
mhm.
gone to the Art Institute of Chicago over 600 times. And
I'm sorry, 600?
yeah, like not an
Whoa,
exaggeration. Like,
that's awesome.
yeah. So
Oh my
my
God, that's
mind
so
is
cool.
pretty stimulated.
Whoa.
Because I got a membership in 2018, and since then it would be over 600 because I'd be going between 0 and 4 times a week every week
Wow.
in that span. So like last time I was in Chicago, I went to the Art Institute like 2 or 3 days in a row. Um, and you just like pick up things all the time and you're in different headspaces. But something I was thinking about while I was brushing my teeth yesterday was framing.
Mm,
Like people don't understand um like how if you just get the basic fundamentals of framing, right? So every painting is like framed, or
mhm,
like the way the composition of a in art piece, it like it's trying to communicate, right?
mhm,
And so how you frame something, how you make something with a frame, whether you're taking like photos with your phone,
mhm,
it translates very well. And I feel like it goes to book covers too,
mhm,
where like if you look at, like could this be on the wall and stand alone by itself? You know what I mean?
mm,
I think about that when I'm designing stuff.
mm. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great way to think about it. At first, when you said framing, I thought you were talking about the literal like frames that they often have around the paintings. Because a lot of the times I've seen work and I'm like, the frame's really nice.
Yeah, right. And it's very particular, like the curation of, this frame is like a ritzy
Mhm,
gold,
mhm.
works very well with impressionist paintings or like a faded kind of wood. Um, Others are like sheer black,
Yeah.
and like the frames are sometimes more interesting than the paintings.
Yep. And I think I've said that verbatim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Another thing I was thinking about, do
Mhm.
you find living in New York that you tend to get like an extra wind of motivation or inspiration when you're talking about like your like workflow and stuff?
I think definitely. I think also because it's such a lively place, like everyone is moving all the time, that okay, it's weird because like if I'm in my apartment, it feels kind of like its own little bubble in a way. And then
Yeah.
I go outside, like literally just around the corner, and suddenly I'm like, okay, now I'm part of this like world again.
Yeah.
It's a really weird feeling because it's like I'll just be walking by people on the street doing whatever, and but I feel like we're all like in it together. But
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know, it's so weird. But I think definitely it can be a little overwhelming because everyone is doing something and it feels like everyone's working on
Mhm.
something. And I struggle a lot with like comparing myself in terms of like everyone's timeline looks different. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I should be like at this stage by now, or like I should be doing this, or like compared to like what other people my age might be doing. Um, so I think here there can be some of that, like it gets clouded a little bit, but I try not to think about that and I try to like just focus on like, every day is its own thing and I try not to dwell too much in that sense, but I think it can be a very like inspiring place. I especially love too
Yeah.
um if I'm ever around like Washington Square Park, the amount of crazy things that go on over there.
Is that the one with the big arch?
Yeah.
Is that by NYU?
Yeah, yeah.
I get that in Union Square mixed up,
Really? Oh,
right?
oh, oh, I thought you meant like the vibe. Okay, yeah. I like Union Square too. That's nice. But yeah, Washington Square has the big arch and there's
Yeah.
a fountain in
The
there
fountain?
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And there's just
That
always like
place is great. I love
so many
that
groups of
place.
people. It's awesome. I love it.
It's like the center of the world. If New York is the center of the world, like Washington Square Park is like the center of the world.
Absolutely. It's so cool. Like you'll see so many different types of people all at once. It's
Yeah.
insane. So I love that.
Yeah. What's something you've become aware that you're learning right now?
I think a big one is patience because
Mm,
I think I'm a really impatient person by nature. And I think along with being impatient, I have a really hard time like letting go of like control. Like 'cause I don't necessarily need like everything to be my way, but I feel like I've always been the type of person where it's like if somebody else is doing something for me, I would rather just be like, no, I'll do it myself. And that way, like I know how it's gonna turn out and like I can have control over it in that sense. And I think that kind of ties into being impatient and I think I've just been learning how to like take a breath and like things that are not in my control, like I can't have any sort of say. Like I just need to sit down and like let things happen. I think for a while I struggled with that, but that's a big one that I've been learning, I think.
that's excellent.
Mm.
Um,
And still working on it, obviously, because patience is tough. Patience
it's
is
probably like the
rough.
toughest thing for young people today. I
Mhm.
mean, um, like digital natives, like
Mhm.
being patient when like everything is, I don't want to say influencing. Everything is like flowing you towards instant gratification,
Yeah.
and like patience becomes really difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. Because everything happens so quickly. Our attention spans, I think, as a species, have just been like messed up at this point because it's like 10 seconds and you're like on to the next thing. So that's another thing I'm really like, I need to stop. That's like not good for, that's not normal. Like that shouldn't be what we do. And I do it
Yeah.
so much and I need to definitely need to work on that.
So what do you do for practicing patience?
Oh, hmm. Okay, as weird as this is, I feel like sometimes I will just kind of like see how long I can like sit still and do nothing. So
Yeah.
much of the time I will like be on my phone or whatever. but I feel like a lot of the times I'll just have to, I don't know, I just like kind of sit and I'll like look around at things. No music, nothing, like no distractions.
Yeah.
And I never do that. Like I always have music playing and I'm always looking at something. Um, so maybe that. And also like with the online thing you were just saying, like not like not just or they call it like doom scrolling, like not just
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I'm trying like if I'm gonna be online, I want to like see things that actually stimulate me and that aren't just like random. I mean, obviously that's great too. I love memes and funny things like that. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome. But then I also want there to be things I can learn from. Um and sometimes that's hard where it's like yeah, maybe I would rather would watch a 5 second really funny video or than like read an entire 17-page article, but like sometimes read the article. So things like that.
Stillness. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good word. Stillness.
Yeah, yeah.
Stillness, like that skill, the ability to just sit still in the 21st century is gold.
Right?
Like I feel like anyone who practices that gets good at that
Mm.
just has such an advantage.
Yeah.
Stillness.
That's something I want to be better at, I think.
One of the I don't really scroll. I have a no scrolling policy for
Mm,
myself. And
that's
so
great.
um the one like there's one account on
Hmm.
Instagram that I will like seek out, and it's Movers and Shakers Co. And it's like
Oh.
a because I worked in the service industry, worked at bartending for like 10 years,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
all dedicated towards like memes in the service
Oh.
industry. And
Yeah.
they have a very deep reverence for Anthony Bourdain. And so like Anthony Bourdain's in like a few of the Instagram stuff or the memes, and I thought about that when you brought him up
Oh, yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy that account. Whoever
Mm.
runs it, hey, you're doing a fantastic job. You've got me. You got my support.
Now I'm like, I'll look it up.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm curious people outside of the industry how well they would understand
Oh, true,
the
true.
like the inner culture. I don't know. I have no
Yeah, yeah.
idea, but I just get such a kick out of it. I get so much joy from it. And it's a
Yeah.
weird thing to say, but
No, I love things
um
like that where it's like only a specific community of people are gonna get this and it's not for anybody
yeah.
else. And if you're part of that and you get it, it's the best feeling.
Yeah. It really is. Yeah. That's a great way
Yeah.
to put it. Uh
It's like
what
an
in
inside
society
joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
What in society would you say you're most curious about right now?
We were kind of just talking about it, like thinking about the role that technology plays today
Yeah.
compared to however long ago, and just like how fast it's been growing. And now with like AI and all of that, um, I don't know, I'm like, what would happen if we all just like stopped using the internet? Like, truly, what would happen? And I'm
But
like,
I don't know if it's a question of the internet. I feel like it's more a question of mobile devices. Because
I
this
think that's what I
changed,
meant.
like the
Yeah, yeah.
clear change. We had the internet since,
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah.
the 90s.
If
I
everyone just
noticed the
like didn't have a,
change
yeah, yeah.
in like 2013. Smartphones changed it
Mm,
all.
yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I'm thinking, I think I was like, oh, I think I was in like fifth grade when people started having like iPods, which is crazy. Um, I didn't get a phone till I was in like ninth grade, 10th grade. I don't remember. Before that, it was
Yeah.
like an iPod and it only worked on Wi-Fi and I couldn't do anything on it. Um, But I remember the new like iOS. I haven't thought about this in a really long time. But the new iOS update, like before, remember it looked all that like you slid the button across, like the big block button, and the YouTube app looked like a
Oh yeah.
TV, and it was like at least on iPhones and stuff. Um, and then I remember like the new update, everyone was like, "Whoa, like this is so weird." And now all the updates since then have just been kind of an iteration of that. But it's like the original version of everything was so interesting. But
I
I
have
also like,
yeah, go
yeah, go ahead.
ahead.
Mhm.
Trying to see how many updates I'm behind on my iPhone.
Oh my God, I probably am so behind too.
I don't have enough space to update it, so it never
Right.
updates.
Yeah.
So the newest one is iOS 26.4.2,
That's
and
insane.
mine is at 1 second. I'm on 18.3.1. I'm
That's funny.
terrified to update it because it's gonna change everything.
Oh yeah, no, I would be too. And I hate too when it like updates against my will. Like I didn't agree to have it do that, and then everything looks different, and I'm like, well, now I hate my
But if you plugged
phone.
it in overnight, it does it.
And I'm like, I didn't consent to that. That's crazy. I hate when it does
Well,
that.
if you just you probably had it toggled in your settings to automatically update.
Maybe. But the thing is, I will always hit like later or like remind me later. Like, I don't want to update right
Yeah.
now. And then at some point, it'll just do it on its own. Never my laptop, though. I'm probably so behind on that.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Something I need to work on is small things like um, clearing my iPhones, digital file organization. I used to,
Hmm.
when I lived in Chicago, I was really good about Mondays were my processing days. So I
Mhm.
would organize all my digital files and like put them where they're supposed to go. And over the last like year and a half, I haven't been good at that. So like
Mm.
this, I have like 16 gigabytes of voice memos on my phone that I haven't put somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Um, what do you think about the messages? I have 16 gigabytes of messages.
Like used or
No, like um like
oh,
the
like that takes
messages.
up that much space in your
Yeah.
phone. I think mine might be the same thing.
Do people delete those? I'm too like nostalgic, I feel like, to delete
I'm
it.
the same way. No, I'm the same. I still have a group chat on my phone, probably from like high school. And no one uses it, obviously, but it's like still in there somewhere.
Can you download all your messages and then delete them?
Download them to where?
I don't know. And what file format would they be in
Yeah,
too?
I don't think yeah, I don't think you can. There is I think an update where like the conversation will still show up in like the list of all your messages, but you could set it to like everything from before a year ago like gets deleted. So if you were to scroll somehow all the way to the top of your messages with somebody, like the last thing would be from like a year ago instead of like all the way back, which I think can help if you're running low on storage. And then that way, like it won't delete. I don't think it'll delete everything because I might have had that setting, but I can't remember.
I would like to put everything to the iCloud and get it off my phone
Yeah. Can I
so my phone
I
can
was
be.
like, can I say something crazy? I don't understand iCloud. I don't get it.
I feel like it's um as far as infrastructure wise, I feel like it's Google seems to be a lot uh better. iCloud is more like it's like cloud storage.
I'm like, what does that mean? I don't get
It
it.
means like you can so I pay for 2 terabytes of cloud storage with Apple.
That's a
So
lot,
it's
right?
I go through, you have no idea
Oh, you
like
have like
how
multiple
many.
phones too,
Yeah,
right?
I have 6 iPhones.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And are they all for like a specific purpose? Or
Yeah,
are
so
some of
like
them
my
just like
personal
annoying?
one, and then with the podcast,
Mhm.
um, I would use 2 iPhone 8s as microphones and then 3 iPhone 13 minis. I love the mini because it's more like a remote for my life. I don't need a big
Right,
screen.
right, right.
I don't like um so when this one is about to go, then I can like rotate the next one in
Mm,
because they haven't put out a small phone since the 13 mini. They're at
yeah,
17 now. They just make
yeah,
4 big sizes.
yeah.
Um People don't realize how good, like when I look at other people doing podcasts, now I'm using a mic here, but
Hmm.
I like being agile. I like the ability where I can just like in a my briefcase, I can just take my tech setup with me.
Yeah.
I can fit 3 tripods, 5 iPhones, lights, all in my briefcase and go anywhere in the world and record right there.
Yeah.
But I feel like podcasters are too they have too much vanity and they
Hmm.
feel like they need this big mic. But when
Oh
you think
yeah.
about it, the microphones and iPhones are really good. Why do you think when you say something, it shows up in your feed, something related to it,
Because the phones
right?
are always listening.
They're always listening and
Yep.
recording. You
Always.
think these mics are going to be bad? No, they're not.
No,
They're really good.
no. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. God, that's a whole other thing about like, oh my God. One time, I think I was in high school. This is the first thing I thought of when you said that, because a lot of things I like will think about something and then I see an ad for it. And I'm like, that's how did you get that from my head? I
Yeah,
didn't say anything.
I do. Yeah.
That's crazy. But a lot of things that I have said, I'll start getting ads for. Like one time in high school, I was like, oh, I really want to go to Greece or something like that. I don't know. And then I was also like considering what I was gonna do for college, and I was like, maybe like something on the pre-med track. Like I don't know yet. And then I got some ad where it was like study pre-med or like be a doctor in Greece or something like that. And I was like, that's psychotic. Like that you just took two things I've been talking about and combined them and now that's a thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy and I haven't forgotten it. I was also gonna say, you said your messages was 16
16
gigabytes?
gigabytes.
Okay, mine's three, almost four. How much storage do you have on your phone?
I have 128 gigabytes.
Okay, what's the thing that takes up the most? Because mine's the photos.
I have 43 gigabytes of photos on my phone,
Oh my God, I
but I
have like
have a total of 197,000 media files in my iCloud. So that's why I need the 2 terabytes. It takes up, I'm at like 180, like 1.5 terabytes.
that makes sense. My
Yeah.
photos take up, oh my God, 192 gigabytes.
How big is your phone
Jesus.
storage?
I thought it was the 256 gigabytes.
You have 512?
I do have 512, and I did not realize that, but I think I must have upgraded whenever I got this phone, which was like a few years ago.
But you can press the button where you can toggle it so that it on your phone it compresses the files and backs it up on iCloud. So then like your storage of media on your phone, um, so if you go to there's a certain toggle you have to do.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, I have 50 gigabytes
So I
of
think it's this. If you
iCloud.
go under settings and camera,
Uh-huh.
if you go to formats, the high efficiency, if you click that, I think it
Oh, I
saves it
do
as
have
a
that.
um but then again, I think there's something else.
Okay, I have that checked, so maybe it's been doing that.
You could probably just Google it. It'll give you a faster answer than me. Um okay, wrapping up here though. Last question. How do you envision growth, success, and fulfillment in your life?
That's a great question, and I was thinking about it. Um, I think if I would have answered this a few years ago, I probably would have said something really different. But now, and this kind of ties into like the everyone has their own timelines, things like that, and like everyone's on their own path and their own journey.
You say that squinting your eyes and like
I
shaking
always
your
make
head.
that face. Maybe that's a I don't know, maybe it's a Gen Z thing. I always am like
I don't know.
stupid. It's like a habit at this point. I didn't even realize I was doing that. Um, um, what was he saying? Oh, I think success and fulfillment, at least for me, just comes down to like, am I happy? Am I content? If I'm like, sure, money's great and awesome, but it truly, I think the older I get, the more I'm like, wow, money really can't buy happiness, like at all.
Yeah.
Um, I think being around the people that I love is important to me. And like seeing their successes and like uplifting them and them uplifting me and everyone, I don't know, just finding like their own confidence in the things that they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's really important to me. And like learning how to find joy in the littlest things is important. And I think that's how I feel fulfilled.
That's beautiful.
Ah, thanks.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Well, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
yeah, it's been energizing collaborating with each other, and we already published one book, so um, yeah, let me know what you think when you get it today.
Will
It'd be
do. And I'll
fun.
let you know where it was printed.
Yes, yes. Cool. All right. Well, thank you again.
Thank you.